Welcome to this special episode of Frequency Matters, the RF and Microwave Update series. I'm Pat Hindle, and today I'm talking with Justin Boyle, Global Market Manager at Mini Circuits. Welcome, Justin.
Thank you, Pat. It's good to be here.
So test and measurement is a big umbrella in the electronics world. What markets in the test and measurement is Mini Circuits focused on, and are you servicing all those markets?
Yeah, you're right, Pat. It is a big umbrella. Now, we're being an RF company. We're focused where the RF components are integral to the design of the test equipment. Now, that's where we play. This does include, though, not just RF end applications, but digital high-speed data and analog as well. So, we're fortunate. It's a very, very large space, and the RF industry continues to enable applications in all sorts of markets, from defense, SATCOM, telco, consumer electronics, automotive, EV, AV. So across all those markets, you have communication networks, data links, radars, sensing, spectrum monitoring. So for any of that to be possible requires an enormous amount of testing. And this is along the entire design cycle, from prototyping, R&D, to design validation, to production test, and then in some cases, field testing as well. So those are my customers, the ones that are servicing that market with test equipment or test services. And over the past few years, we've extended our frequency capability. Now we offer MMICs to 72 gigahertz and coaxial and waveguide products up to 110 gigahertz. So that's really opened up a lot of, much wider range of test applications for us.
Well, you've done a lot of work to extend that. Can you provide an overview of the applications you're seeing in the test and measurement market?
Yeah, so the way we segment our test and measurement customers, first we have your traditional benchtop handheld portable equipment. So I think spectrum analyzers, signal generators, oscilloscopes, BERTs, things of that nature. And they serve virtually every market out there. And you could lump emulators in there as well, network channel emulators for the telco market. Then there's the semiconductor testers, the large ATE production testers for ICs, FEMs, RF SoCs, things like that. And again, that's serving a wide market of automotive, military, industrial. And now customers in these segments are typically going to be using surface mount components from us. In some cases, bare die if they're looking to push really high frequency or want to integrate in a smaller area. And then there's cases where they require connectorized components, sometimes inside their equipment for certain performance reasons. And both of these markets, they'll also have times where they're making custom solutions for their end customers. And this may require only a few external coaxial components to be added on, but in some cases it's an entire rack mount system, and they'll integrate their own one or more of their test equipment with other components. And this is anything from interconnects to high power amplifiers, 100-watt amplifiers, to switch matrices. And some of this could even be fully custom solutions that we would provide these customers. So our diversity of product portfolio, from surface mount all the way to connectorized products, really allows us to be a one-stop RF shop, and we think differentiates us in the market. And then the last segment, we covered the standard test equipment and the semiconductor ATE. Third space would be test services. So this would be third-party labs doing high-rel burn-in, characterization of ICs, EMI, EMC testing, and in some cases, over-the-air testing. And so, for this segment, we have our portfolio, of coaxial and waveguide products, splitters, cables, even power sensors that would serve those markets.
Well, some of those are very complicated applications. So what challenges are your test and measurement customers currently facing?
Yeah, so their end markets, the test and measurement OEMs, their end markets are always evolving and innovating. And that's introducing new test requirements and new challenges for them. I'll highlight three. These aren't probably new necessarily, but there are ongoing challenges that they face. One would be channel density. So whether this is driven by the technologies that are being introduced, such as massive MIMO, or perhaps direction finding, or it's simply to increase the efficiency of the test set by having more channels. To do that, it's putting cramming more things into the same space. So smaller footprints on the devices, or even integrating functionality into a device is of value there. Devices closer together, you worry about the isolation, channel to channel, as well as the filtering becomes increasingly important. Then second one would be challenge would be bandwidth. The bandwidths, the instantaneous bandwidths continue to go wider, and the A2D technology is enabling a lot of that. So what that means for the RF components is they too have to support wider and wider bandwidths. You start thinking about IP2, in-band spurious becomes more critical. And then on the front end of these test equipment and measurement devices, if they're needing to cover a very broadband range, they might still need to put that data into chunks and split it up using filter banks, switch filter banks. And so that's a common topic in this space. And then the last thing I'll mention is dynamic range. Right, so the test equipment needs to be much better than the device or the system it's testing, an order of magnitude or better sometimes. And so with that, there's always a push for lower noise devices, higher dynamic range devices, and then doing this over much wider and wider bandwidth.
So how does Mini-Circuits technology and component innovations address these and other design challenges?
Yeah, a few years ago, we made significant investment across several of our product lines, and in a way that we thought would benefit the test and measurement market. So if we look at our MMIC portfolio, we now offer broadband low phase noise amplifiers. It's a new series for us on all the way up to low frequency to 26 gigahertz. And then we just released this year our first 2-watt PA. It's a 10 meg to 10 gigahertz amplifier, and that addresses the FR1, Wi-Fi, ultra wideband, all in one device. And then we now have a DC to 30 gig single pole 2-throw switch, and this is a big release for us because prior to this we only had switches up to 6 gigahertz. So this really opens up a lot of applications for us. And one of the features of this device that are test equipment customers really appreciate is it has very low gate lag. The settling time is on the order of 30 nanoseconds. So excited about that part, and we'll be expanding that line. Then I mentioned the switch filter banks previously. So what we've introduced was a line of innovative LTCC bandpass filters. And these have stop band rejection of greater than 80 dB. So really fantastic devices. And we launched with 13 models from covering like 4 gigahertz up to about 36 gigahertz in passband, and with overlapping coverage. So they were really ideal for just out of the box having some switch filter capability for test and measurement. And these are in an 1812 package surface mount. And we're seeing a lot of interest in test and measurement, as well as aerospace and defense markets. And then lastly, I wanted to mention our high frequency assembly team. The last 2-3 years, they've really put out a lot of great products, dozens of new releases. These are LNAs, variable gain amplifiers, mixers. It's really pushing us well past that sub 26 gigahertz range that maybe a lot of people knew us for. But like I said, now we're going to 110 gigahertz, and that's allowing us to support 5G FR2, V-band, automotive radar, things like that. So it's really opened up a lot of new opportunities.
That's some impressive performance on some of those devices. So if we could switch topics, I understand Mini-Circuits has been increasingly active in the quantum computing market. How are you working with customers in this space been, and how is it different from Mini-Circuits' traditional markets? And maybe you can give us some examples of what you're offering to the quantum applications.
Yeah, so much of the quantum work takes place in universities or originated there, before going into commercial industry. And mini circuits has such a large footprint in the education space, universities and research labs, and so much so that even a physicist, quantum physicist, could know our products. They'd recognize us, having used a filter or an attenuator or amplifier in their lab before. So that brand recognition really helps us. And then having the actual products that they need for those applications as well really positions us to serve that market. Despite the headlines for quantum with the increasing qubit counts and the quantum as a service, cloud computing, and all that, they're making really good progress, but there's still a long way to go. We're in the early innings of that, and it makes it exciting to be a part of that space. And we're partnering with the quantum community right now to develop new products for the superconducting systems that are probably the most recognized. Inside the cryostat, we offer, as examples, echo absorb filters and directional couplers, and we'll be increasing that offering. And then outside the cryostat, frequency generation products, amplifiers, mixers, and then cabling and filters and so on. And then interestingly, our coaxial amplifiers are being used in the other implementations of quantum computing, such as using the amplifier as a preamp to drive lasers that will cool atoms or trap ions. So we're seeing a lot of diverse applications of quantum with our products, and we do have a lot of new solutions in development, and we'll continue to engage with the leaders in the quantum industry and research and support them as their systems evolve.
Well, great. Thanks, Justin, for talking with me today about the mini circuits involvement in various test and measurement markets. To our audience, you can find more videos at videos.microwavejournal.com. Thanks for watching.